Hello dear Leos and welcome to your April 2021 horoscope. If this is your first time here, my name is Justina and I use Western Astrology Tropical Zodiac, and these predictions are most accurate for the rising sign. However, if you don't know your rising sign, you can also watch this for your sun sign or for your moon sign. So welcome. April ended with Pluto, the planet of transformation, going retrograde in Capricorn on April 27th, where it will remain in this motion until October the 7th. So for you more specifically, this is your sixth house of everyday routine, work, being of service to others, and also health. Now with Pluto going retrograde here in the sixth house, some of you might go through some transformation of some sort concerning your daily habits, daily routine. Also with this placement, there's a tendency for becoming a perfectionist, especially with matters concerning your everyday life. You could also have thoughts relating to how much you give into the world and how much you receive in return. And on this note, I would like to begin your May predictions. So May starts with Mercury, the planet of communication, moving into your 11th house on the 3rd of the month. And this is also where the North Node is transiting this house as well. So here with Mercury and the North Node, you might become more open-minded about your friendships, groups you belong to. Here Mercury gives you a really good communication skills in group activities, in your social circle as well. And it's generally easier to express yourself, share your ideas, thoughts, opinions. Now on the 8th, we also have Venus joining Mercury and the North Nodes, and Venus, the planet of relationships, love, harmony. You might seek more balance and harmony among your friends. This is a really great time for socializing. You make a very good impression in group activities among your friends. It's a lovely time for setting some new goals for yourself, because the 11th house is also the house of hopes and wishes. Some of you, the single Leos, could perhaps attract a love relationship into your life, someone who is your friend or a friend of a friend, for instance. Now, moving on the 11th, we've got a new moon in Taurus happening in your 10th house of career and professional life. And a new moon is a time of new beginnings, a fresh start. With a new moon, we start a new 28-day cycle. This is a fixed new moon, Taurus energy. So here, whatever you start at this time, it might be maybe difficult to begin. However, because of the fixed influence, whatever you start, you are likely to get through to the end. But also with this new moon, looking at some transits at this time, we've got the new moon separating from a square with Saturn in the 7th house. So here with this square, if you have been feeling like someone was holding you back in your life, perhaps someone from your personal relationships or a love relationship, and you were unable to move forward in your professional life, for instance. So now with this new moon, you will have more strength and eagerness to find more fulfillment in your career. This new moon will also separate from a square with Jupiter in Aquarius. So there could be over-optimism even coming along. Now, Jupiter will be at 29 degrees of Aquarius. So that's the final degree, the anaretic degree, the radical degree. So here you want to act now with this energy. And moving on the 13th of the month, we've got Jupiter moving into Pisces, into your 8th house. So Jupiter will move into Pisces stay in Pisces between the 13th of May and the 26th of July. And during this time, you are likely to get a little taste of what 2022 could bring for you, because Jupiter will move into Pisces and stay in Pisces throughout 2022. So with Jupiter in the 8th house, the planet of abundance, good fortune, luck, you could gain financially through your partner, through a business partner. It's a great time for investments, for taking a mortgage, unless you have other transits that do not agree with this statement. But otherwise, Jupiter in the 8th house could be really, really good for investments. And also, since this is the house of sex and intimacy, then this area of your life could receive more abundance. Perhaps you could connect with your partner on a more soul-like level, or if you're single, then Jupiter could help you to attract a soul-like relationship. So this is a really beautiful energy. With Jupiter, there is usually lack and abundance that comes with this energy. So I hope this is a really positive time for you. And on the 20th of the month, we've got the Sun moving into your 11th house, where Venus, Mercury, and the North Node will be present. So the Sun in the 11th house. So the Sun was in the 10th house until then. So you may have had lots of activity going on in your area of career, especially with that new moon in Taurus. Now the attention turns onto your friendship circle, onto group activities. So you could be very busy interacting with friends, with people from groups you belong to, and perhaps thinking about your future, reevaluating your goals, wishes, hopes. Now on the 23rd, we've got Saturn going retrograde in your 7th house, Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius. This happens every year. Saturn turns retrograde every year for around 140 days. For you, more specifically, this will be the area of your relationships, personal relationships, as well as business partnerships. So Saturn retrograde in the 7th house wants you to bring more structure, more stability in your sphere of personal relationships, love relationships, especially if you have been struggling. So it's a really great time for establishing more harmony in this area of your life with Saturn retrograde. And on the 26th of the month, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius in your 5th house. Now, a full moon lunar eclipse is 5 times stronger than a regular full moon. So this is a very powerful time. And this lunar eclipse is connected to the solar eclipse we had back in December 2020. So if you initiated something during that time, now during this lunar eclipse, you could see some outcomes or results of your efforts. However, otherwise, a lunar eclipse illuminates the area of life that is connected to creativity, romance, love, dating, children, joy and fun. At the time of this lunar eclipse, we've got the moon in Sagittarius applying to sextile Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So here with this alignment, there is an opportunity to return to something that you were unable to complete in the past, or something that was put on hold. However, because Saturn is retrograde, whatever you return to, this will have to be done properly. And this could be connected to your love life, because the 5th house is the house of love, dating and romance, and Saturn retrograde will be in your 7th house of love and relationships. So here again, another opportunity for resolving some issues, perhaps. Also, we've got the moon applying to Chiron in Aries. So this alignment offers us an opportunity for some healing. Jupiter will be at the very beginning of Pisces, giving us hope, helping us see the light at the end of the tunnel. I will discuss further this lunar eclipse closer to the time. This is just a little overview for you what this lunar eclipse could bring for you on a more personal level. And the month ends with Mercury going retrograde in Gemini in your 11th house of friendships, groups you belong to, hopes and wishes. And here with this Mercury retrograde, you get a really great chance for re-evaluating your goals, wishes, hopes for the future, especially since Mercury will soon enter the 12th house. So soon you will be ending some chapters in your life, especially since both Venus and the Sun will also move into your 12th house in June. So here, this is a really good time for some really strong re-evaluations of your goals, hopes and wishes, because in a few months, when these planets move into your 1st house, you will be ready to start some new chapters, for some new beginnings. So this retrograde is a really good time for reassessing your current situation, your life achievements, your goals for the future. But also, this could be a time when you might experience some misunderstandings with your friends, or perhaps a friend from the past could reappear in your life, perhaps to resolve some unresolved issues from the past. And with this in mind, I would like to thank you very much for your attention. I wish you a positive month. I hope May is a good month for you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.